In a modern love essay in the New York Times entitled, "To Fall in Love with Anyone, Do This," it explores a study by the psychologist Clara Eric and others, which posits that intimacy between two strangers can be accelerated by having them ask each other a specific series of personal questions. In this episode, as a gift to our listeners for staying with us throughout this first experimental season, Clara and I ask each other questions. Do we already know many things about each other since our friendship spans a grand total of 17 years? Or are our understanding towards each other actually superficial? Will these questions end the almost 2-decade friendship? Either way, we hope that the end of the questions will allow us to foster closeness through openness within ourselves, amongst ourselves, and between us and our listeners.
Welcome to Someplace Warm, a healing podcast where no objects or events are too ordinary for two longtime friends to delve into. We invite you to join us in this safe space where we explore and talk about topics concerning millennials in an honest but gentle manner. And Eric Sim have just sipped
ASMR.
yes, his black coffee, and he has just recorded his first ever vignette.
Yes, thanks for giving me the chance to do that at the end of the season.
I'm sure the audience would prefer your soothing voice rather than my...
Okay what? Your voice is okay what?
Yeah, so 10 episodes.
How do you feel about the 10th episode?
I feel like time flies.
Time flies, right? We started this when? November last year, right? Yeah, I think so.
I cannot remember.
Or October last year, I can't remember.
Can't remember.
But yeah, we're very happy that we have actual listeners.
not our imaginary friends.
No, it's not imaginary friends. So
Yeah.
thanks guys so much for dropping in our DM, telling us how you feel and showing your support for this experimental podcast this project that we have. And I think as our life, as you know, Clara has gotten into the groove of her job. And also, I'm actually quite busy with my work. So in a way, like the energetics of creating this podcast has also shifted from initially when we want to create a more like healing, very slow pace.
Yeah, but then in the end we become like Sampa.
Very sampa.
But also, I think the nature of this podcast is to be why we say experimental, right? It is really a platform whereby we can make mistakes.
Yeah.
We really started from ground zero. All we had was Eric's very professional equipment. But in terms of editing, in terms of conceptualizing...
Oh, no, I have to thank Clara for all she did all the editing work. I did nothing, absolutely nothing.
Everything was very fresh to me, but Eric was there to tell me, never mind lah, anyhow do can. It's like...
Right.
There is no stakes in failing in these projects because unlike our job, it's not like we're going to not get that 10K of pay or bonus. Or bonus, or your boss is going to fire you. Yeah, but this is a place where we can practice to be imperfect and not so obsessed with results, obsessed with
and not fear being judged.
Yeah. But I'm sure Eric still fear being judged on some levels.
I feel... Why do you think so? Why do you think so?
Eric has the need to maintain
an
certain image.
Why do you think that I need to maintain?
I know. Why are you asking your insecure questions to me?
If I have an image to maintain, that will be also some part during the last...
That's right lah. That's right. Until we...
Yeah, but speaking of... being fear of being judged or like vulnerability, right? I think the purpose of today's episode is also for Clara and I to ask each other
intimate
questions so that we, I guess, know each other even more.
So that we reveal more of ourselves, even more of ourselves to each other and the listeners.
I try my best because I really struggle to be very like vulnerable or intimate. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, I think
is it because I'm actually a himbo? Like I got actually no,
that's not true.
No emotional range.
So I wanted to this observation that I made, right? Because I've never previously, our conversations has been between the two of us until this podcast started. Then we review a lot of ourselves and talk about different topics, and this is a shared experience between the listeners and ourselves, right? I realized that Eric seems to be like a very sharing person.
I am.
But
I'm actually sharing nothing.
Yes, correct. On some levels, right? Sometimes you didn't share a lot. And you don't feel that when you're talking to him. It was only when I was like editing my podcast and the comments from some of the listeners. Hey, Eric Sim actually didn't share a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I smoke, you're right. We don't share a lot.
It's a smoke mirror. Okay, but it's okay because today we are going to try and dig more stuff from this iceberg that you have seen.
Not just me I think Clara also.
No, I share a lot
You do, but I think the both of us really never really go down pretty deep.
Deep I think for other people this standard is very deep already. But okay, we can go deeper.
We can go deeper. Yeah, so I guess we have curated a set of questions we ask each other, and also some questions from our listeners who have kindly sent their questions on our Instagram story.
Yeah, so this idea stems from this study whereby when two people are forced to ask each other very personal questions, but the question should also be reciprocal. And when you disclose more of yourself, you allow yourself to be more vulnerable with each other. You can begin to understand each other better. In the context of the study, it's understand each other better so that we can fall in love with each other. But I think for this episode, it's about maybe we can our listeners can fall in love with us. Vomits.
I cannot fall in love with Clara because the husband will.
I also cannot fall in love with Eric because I only like older men. Hey, wait a minute, my husband is not older. I mean,
you like Angmo?
Hello, excuse me, I'm not the SPJ.
Yeah, SPJ.
Okay, so let's start with our first question.
Okay.
Oh, the first question is actually interesting. So it's something mild and vanilla for us.
Okay, we start with something mild first. Don't go straight into like SM or what.
Yeah, we start with vanilla stuff first, okay? Name 3 things you and your partner, which is Eric and I, appear to have in common.
We have common friends.
Oh, wow. See, this is what I meant by smoke mirrors. Okay, but the common friends means that we have certain shared experiences.
Yes.
Especially
namely from school.
Okay, so number 1, from the previous episode, right? Both of us are neighborhood school kids.
Yeah.
Yes. And that shaped our experiences and expectations and outlook in life.
So there's something in common.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like another thing in common is we are a little bit more left wing in terms of our political leaning.
Yes. I think so.
I think so. Also because maybe we are from neighborhood school, we come from very humble middle class background.
A humble middle class background can also be right wing in Singapore.
Also can.
Populist.
Also can. But maybe I don't
know. It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. Maybe we are more empathetic, so we understand the struggles of life. So
we are from marginalized communities.
Are we? Don't anyhow claim that.
I am a single parent. Considered my upbringing, everything points towards this more left wing, and my area of studies also everything points towards. But there's something coincidentally similar to both of us. I think the third one is both of us are, like we mentioned before, we are introverts.
We are, we draw energy from ourselves.
Yeah, we are introverts who don't look like we are introverts. In certain social contexts. When he has to do business, then
or when you have to run an event, you have to be very rah-rah, right?
Correct. or when we deal with people. So I think we are introverts who on some level don't necessarily perform as introverts in an outside kind of manner. Yeah. Are there 3 things already?
That's 3 things already.
Yeah. And I think another one is the 2 of us are interested in self-development, I think. Which is why this podcast happened also. Even though our like modes of self-development can be very different. Yeah. I think Eric is more...
What?
I think you are more willing to spend money and invest in causes, things like that for self-development also.
Depends Yeah, I have to see whether this course really like makes sense or not lah. Not like, you know, a lot of developmental self-development junkie, they really like every self-help they also buy.
Yeah, correct. But I think
not like that lah.
But at least you're willing to spend.
Yeah,
I'm not. I just
I mean a lot of resources are free, what?
Correct. So I'm as a cheapskate then.
No lah, you're not.
I am. Actually, I'm a cheapskate on many levels. Like, you would be more willing to spend money on gym, on self-help, these kind of things.
So
like, for me, if I can save the money on this area, right? I mean, it's changing, but I used to not spend any money on gym, on self-development, that kind of thing. But, lately I've been spending a bit more on, like, health aspects.
Yeah, like wellness, you know, your vitamins, I don't know, keep yourself
yes,
healthy.
That's important.
Important, yeah, we are so old already. For the 4th time, don't expose my age, right?
Don't expose my age.
Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. Do you want to ask?
Okay, Clara.
So formal one.
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? I know you have a lot to say about this.
Yeah, I have a lot to say. It's not that I'm not grateful for my upbringing, but my mother is a very anxious person. So I would prefer if she doesn't raise me up with a very anxious outlook in life. Even though I understand where the anxiousness comes from as a single parent, and I'm her only child and I am female, right? There's a lot of things that she's very anxious about.
Example?
About my character, about my going out with friends last time, about grades.
Was she strict?
She was very, very, very strict. Like, I cannot say any swear words at home. And then Actually, right, I couldn't eat junk food when I was young. Yeah, she only allows, like, if we go to McDonald's, she only allowed me to eat filet-o-fish, actually, when I was younger. Last time got no corn. And
why is filet-o-fish perceived more healthy?
It's the healthiest option in her mind in McDonald's, and I can't eat a lot of junk food. That is why, right, like I say, I don't know, it's like the more you restrict a child, right, the more like when a child can do something, they will go and do more than what is necessary. So when I had the money to buy snacks for myself or food, then I just buy wow, like then I became very fat, right?
It didn't go tough.
Everything also blame mother. And I think some parts of my anxiousness now has to do with her. I also don't know how to explain.
How would an alternative raising up be? Like, instead of being anxious?
The problem is I don't know, because, you know, we talk about how different generations, right, there is the general pattern whereby this batch of children, they are brought up by certain parents. So I'm brought up by very strict parents, and some of the people who are like maybe 10 years older than us might also be brought up by strict parents, I don't know. But there are the children of the baby boomers who every day they just go out and work, right? Then they are the latchkey kids. And now they are mothering the children like helicopter parents, everything help them do. And so I don't know, like, it's very weird.
Right. Is there an ideal parenting style for you?
No ideal. I think it is a give and take. It is I think for us, maybe millennials, right, if we become parents and some of us are parents, we are more open to letting children know that we are also learning as parents.
Yes.
And a more transparent style of parenting.
Correct. Like, okay, not to the extent that you treat your kid as a friend, right?
No lah.
But I feel like I wish I was raised in a more like what you say, transparent manner lor.
Yeah.
You ask me cannot do this, why cannot? You
Yeah,
must really
why
explain
cannot?
to me in a, you know, unless obviously you explain until you cannot explain already, right? Like how, you know, some kids, they like to keep asking why. But, you know, at least let us know the logic behind certain things.
Yeah.
And help us develop a sense of independent thinking. Rather than, oh, you cannot do this because I tell you
Yeah,
so.
being very prescriptive.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then from there, we become very resentful of authority, you know.
Correct.
First, we are scared of authority, and then
Correct.
we resent it.
Oh my God, yes. And
Yeah.
also, I think this hierarchy thing, right? Like, because parents would want to control their children, and by controlling their children, sometimes they want to hold certain power, right? So this hierarchy between parent and child is very stark, right?
Yeah.
And then when they do things wrong, they won't apologize, I think.
Yeah.
So I think I can see newer parents like having more of this kind of conversation with the children. Sometimes when they do things wrongly, they do apologize to their children and say why. I think this is fantastic lah.
Yeah. Wow, we talk until like we are parents, right? Like
then the parents listening like when you have your own children, then you know.
But it's true lah. I mean, sometimes moms' patience can be quite tested in a lot of ways. That's true. And speaking of which, today is Mother's Day, on the day that we are recording this podcast.
I haven't texted my mother Happy Mother's Day.
You can wish her through this podcast.
I don't want to expose my podcast to my mom. You see, I just talk about her 坏话.
母亲节快乐. You don't talk about her 坏话.
Yeah, what about you?
Oh yeah, I just said lah. I wish that I was raised in a more a less authoritative environment.
Smoke mirror.
Yes, and also maybe more involved parenting. Maybe I was very.
Because you are considered a latchkey kid also.
What's a latchkey kid?
Oh my God. Okay, so a latchkey kid. Hey, we are only 1 year difference. Then like you don't know already. Kids who last time they have a key around a latch and they hook it around their neck.
Okay.
Meaning that, and really I had a primary 1 classmate from the PRC. His parents are working, so they hook a key around his neck.
Okay.
So he opened the door himself. He leave the house himself.
Why must be on the neck? Cannot put in the pocket.
Because boys and girls, they will just like lose the key.
Okay, that's a quite smart thing to do.
Yeah, but those are called latchkey kids. Like both
so they
parents
take care
are
of themselves. Is that in a
then
way?
take care of yourself. But you have your auntie, like your helper.
My helper lah.
Yeah. You know, like Eric was a privileged child. His father will drive him to school, and then when he go home, like his helper will cook his meals for him.
I was privileged, but it was also a very sad time in my life.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, I was heavily abused as a kid. Really.
Mentally
and physically.
But another thing also is that of course, like as kids, Asian kids growing up, you will get caned. Like there are physical punishments.
I think physical punishment, okay, personally, right, physical punishment a bit is okay. I feel like 痛一点点.
Oh man.
可以感觉到有一点 like, you know, I shouldn't do it. I think it's fine. But our extent last time is like use belt lah, use chair lah, use cane, whack everywhere.
I tell you, okay, you just reminded me. Yes, so my mom will cane me, right? Because she even told my primary school teacher to cane me, right? And then I just remembered that I had a old neighbor, not old, like she's like younger than my mom. She has 3 children. She told my mom, right? It's like this kind of negative peer influence, right? She told my mom to cane me more, and so my mom did.
要打多一点.
Yeah, and there was a couple of times and years I was very naughty. I didn't do any well. She always had complaints from teachers, right? But like my 藤条 like cane marks
can be seen.
Can be seen one and it will be red, right? Then the next day will be brown.
Yeah.
Man,
poor
this
thing.
is so. Have you experienced that, like those
of
kind?
Course.
But okay, my mother, she say she try and hit where my uniform.
Won't show.
Will cover.
Sometimes they aim wrongly, leh.
But no, it doesn't mean that it's right lah.
They speak like they are some master of using the whip or the cane, right? Actually, like they just anyhow whack.
But actually, to you, right? I mean, to me, if I have a child, I don't know whether I can bear to inflict physical pain.
我会轻轻打啦, like lightly.
Like 打屁股 a bit.
Yeah, like
on the bum.
naughty. Like you just instill a a point.
Yeah.
And don't go beyond the point.
Yeah, and I'm sure that some of the parents, they do not know how to control their strength.
Yeah.
They do not know how to control their emotions, right, in front of the children. So this is not good role modeling
precisely.
also.
So there are also times where in my childhood that I was whacked by not my parents, but adults in my life.
Who think that they have the authority to do something to you as a kid.
So it was very traumatizing.
By relatives?
My helper lor.
Okay.
Relatives sometimes. Yeah, but it wasn't a great place to be in our childhood.
I'm sure. And then this will lead us to have various complexes for me also, right? In relation to authorities in our adult life.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
And
I
then
didn't expect this question to be.
Then a lot of trigger lor, I think.
Yes, I think so. I didn't expect this question to.
So like a therapy session like that.
Yes.
Okay, next question.
Next question. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
Okay. You ask me, huh?
I'm reading the question, that's why I'm asking you.
I want to know how will I be remembered after I die.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you very interested in the topic of death?
Yes.
Why?
First, where do we go after that? Second, because it's like everybody needs to die, right? Everything dies, right? I mean, this like cosmic world.
Correct.
There is birth, there is death, destruction. But I'm curious of how the end of a life looks like or feels like.
Like the reality, right? Which nobody is able to tell you the answer. Because those are already dead.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So I come from a very curious perspective on that
Okay.
And then, but I think most importantly, I want to know that while my time here is not up, have I made full use of it all? Yeah.
I think the first part of the question, you cannot really have an answer, which is why I think people turn to religion also.
Yeah.
Because the religion itself will tell you answers, right?
Yes.
That in relation to the afterlife.
Yes. But some is very toxic one.
Some is toxic.
Yeah.
This one
you
I
go
think,
to hell, okay? If you do this, that.
Yeah. Some narratives are toxic. But I think that's why people start to turn to religion for this kind of answers. I think your second concern or questions in relation to have I lived my life?
Or like, how will people remember me by?
Or have you lived it to the fullest, right?
Yes.
I think that part is something that we can control now.
Yeah.
That when we are still alive.
Yeah. Have you heard that people actually hold their own funeral before they die?
Yes. Okay, so I watched this Korean show 39. It's about 3 friends and one of them. Do you watch?
I watched it halfway only. Although you can spoil me
I
keep crying.
I took very long to finish I just finished the show like 2 days ago, that kind of thing, because it takes a lot of emotional energy to watch that show, right?
Yeah.
But then I think in the middle, sort of like lost the plot, and I feel that the characters are very annoying.
Okay, so the premise is just 3 good friends discovered that one of their friend has terminal cancer.
Yes.
And they are just working towards they're just having this deadline in 6 months that one of these friends will die, and then they're just going about that day trying to be normal because they don't want to burden the friend with things.
Correct. At the same time also, I think their goal was to make her the happiest
cancer,
terminal illness patient. I cried. Okay, the last 2 episodes are good.
Yeah.
Like I cried in the
God.
last episode. But spoiler. Okay, so spoil. They held a farewell party for her. I'm not going to say how, because I think the surprise and emotions comes in when you see how the party unfold. But they held that when she's still alive. Not really a funeral, but a gathering of. She actually gave them a list to say, no, these are people I want in my funeral, real funeral. She didn't expect, of course, this surprise to be, the party lah. But then her friend asked, what do you base this list on?
Yeah.
And she said, it's just the people that I would not hesitate to ask out for coffee, or when they ask me out for a meal, I will not, think twice. I will very gladly go to the coffee session with them.
Yeah.
So those are her funeral lists.
Yeah.
Right. And they turned the list into a party guest list.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, but I think this idea is quite good leh.
I want to have that for myself, but I need to know when I'm gonna die lah.
But you can write first, I think.
Invite my friends first.
In your will.
Come to my
No, in a will.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, people tend to make will but maybe I don't know. It's
what about you? Like, if there's a crystal ball to tell you the truth about yourself, your life and your future, what would you want to know?
Well, my answer is very different from you.
Okay.
Because as all of you know, I suffer, or not suffer. I am insecure in various aspects. Like, I tend to self-doubt a lot about myself, not in terms of character, sometimes in terms of character, even when I'm not supposed to doubt about my character.
Am I a bad person?
When something happened, I'm like, am I the person who caused this?
You gaslight yourself.
Correct, gaslighting myself, right? Even when it is not supposed to be. But the thing that I doubt the most is like in terms of work, my abilities.
Okay.
Even though it has been proven time and again that no, I am alright.
Yeah.
I can produce okay results, I value add to, but every time I just feel like I'm not capable enough. So right, if I can know the truth about myself, I would like to know that in terms of like skill sets and abilities in various aspects, where I really stand.
Okay.
So that if my insecurity is not well founded, I won't feel so insecure. But if there is really a lack,
you can do something about it.
I can do something about it.
Okay.
Is it weird? I don't know.
No, it's fine. But I feel like to know this, you need to compare yourself among other people, ma. I mean, ability is very relative one.
Correct.
So if you compare yourself to a person who break at work, right, means like they like fucking don't care at work, then you're damn successful. But then if you want to compare to somebody who 50, 40 under 40, 30 under 30, then I guess there is a disparate lah. So I guess what are you trying to compare yourself against? Maybe
it's not comparing given ceteris paribus, given all things constant, like even a 30 under, if we have the same set of resources, will I potentially be as successful as the person? That kind of thing. So that's why this is a crystal ball thing, because in real life you'll never know. But if there is someone or something that can show me.
Will the vision of the crystal ball of your future tell you about your capability now?
No.
No lah.
Yeah.
Then how will it show?
I don't know.
Okay. So a crystal ball tell you, Clara, you are very capable.
Yes. It's like 圣之道.
Clara, you don't need to try hard. You just do whatever you can because you are capable.
Something like that.
Why can't you just tell that yourself right now?
I cannot, because I don't think I'm capable.
Do people validate you? I think you're damn capable. To run a museum right now. Can I say?
You can say that, but they don't know the name.
Okay, you're almost single-handedly judging from what you tell me.
I don't know what is. I don't know what's going on.
And you basically jump from a teaching role to a corporate role in a matter of months, and then right now doing a totally different portfolio, and I don't feel like you are sucking at it. That's what I feel.
I don't know, but sometimes it feels like I suck at it, or I haven't gleaned enough ability to
understand.
To be good. I don't. It's also okay. Maybe it's part of myself. You're right, lah. I know skills takes time, abilities takes time, but sometimes the situation necessitates you to, at the snap of your finger, already be there.
Right.
And then also I just feel.
Why is having I don't know.
Because things have to be done right. Sure. And then when the things manifest, the timelines are short, and then you have not gleaned that full ability, then the end product you're not satisfied with.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a lot of these kind of insecurities. Like,
Got it.
Yeah.
When was the last time you feel damn proud of yourself?
Damn proud of myself.
In terms of your work ability.
You see, that's a problem.
Right.
Even when my students got well during A levels, for example, right?
Yeah.
I don't see it as my effort.
Oh, then you'll never be happy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But maybe like when my students write me notes, then I say, oh, okay, I value added. Then full stop. But in terms of other aspects, like for me, right, I always feel inadequate one. I don't know why. Like I feel like I'm a bad daughter. Bad.
No matter how much validation people give to you, is it that you always feel that you're not good enough?
I don't know. Well, maybe people
or you never receive enough validation. Okay, guys, you are listening
to. Fish for validation also lah.
Sometimes you have to ask, like how our podcast, we need to get people to DM us, right?
Oh yeah.
To show that we are not talking to air.
Okay, so how I
ask for feedback.
I joe you out. Eric, validate me.
No, ask for feedback. Like if you feel like certain things at work that you may not feel like capable.
I do like.
How do you feel about this work? Like, do you think can be improved? What do you think? Yeah, ask for feedback. Then you feel like where you stand, I guess.
Yeah, I do. I try and do that, but people got no time.
Oh,
that's the truth now. That's why I feel.
Or most people can't be bothered, right?
Also, because I think for us, okay, even if I have interns, you have interns, right? Or you have your own employees, then we are very interested in mentoring.
Yeah.
But it's mentoring is not for everybody. Also,
it's true,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have like.
So what's the next
the next question is is there something that you have dreamed of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it?
Okay, you go first because just now I went first.
But I just finished my insecurity. Dream for doing for a long time.
Why haven't you done it?
Actually, no leh. You see, because like the past few months have been very rapid changes, right? From being teacher to having a sabbatical to changing a job. So I think in life, if whatever that I think I have decided, I would more or less go and do it all.
Okay. How about being a mum?
I've not dreamed about it for a long time, and that's why I haven't done it, Eric.
For a long time means you got thought about it before. You thought about it.
Of course, like when you are sadly, when you're a female who is past her 30s.
Why is it sad? You can freeze your eggs now, you know.
And I know.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my friends, she froze her eggs a few years ago in Australia.
Okay.
I thought it was such a good idea. But I mean, like in terms of health, right? You have to go through something. You go through injecting yourself to ovulate and things like that. But since now I'm married, like I don't actually need to freeze my egg, but I have other, health issues as well. Like what we were sharing just now about parenting, right?
Yeah.
Wow, to me, raising a child is a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big decision.
Yeah, so
you're impacting a life.
Yeah, so because I don't come from a certain religious standpoint, I don't think that people exist to reproduce.
Yeah. I get it. I've got many friends who are against child rearing, child production.
Yeah, and our environment do not need another person on earth
to destroy the world, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, but I love babies.
Yes.
But at most maybe I'll have one, but I'm not ready now. So that's not something that. You see, Eric just installed a smoke screen again, right? So that you don't need to answer this question. Then ask me about childbearing.
Why? What do you mean smoke screen? I'm something I'm curious about, You know, I've got friends who are totally not, don't want kids, although they're married. And there are friends who want kids are trying now.
Correct.
And we are all in an age where we are thinking of having family and all that.
Yeah, I feel that I haven't played enough. Yeah.
Are you a player, girl?
Not a player, but I have been going through very intensive, stressful periods, right?
Okay.
I haven't rested or enjoyed enough because then having a kid is going to be
another commitment.
Resource sapping, energy sapping also.
So what is it that you want to do? Like you
doing
rest,
for a long time. I've dreamed of being a tai for a long time, but I haven't done it because I married a man who's not that rich, so I couldn't do it now.
Yeah, the keyword is now, right? But
yes.
Who knows? Maybe in the future you will be a tai.
Helpfully, are you listening, husband?
I also want to be a tai, you know.
Yeah, go and find a
every day come and talk, have podcasts with you.
Like, cause I'm in the art sector now, and we have like donors visit, right? And they are like high ballers.
Do you think your high baller friends or donors can donate to our podcast? Like they can be a patron?
No, I don't think so, because not all prospects will end up donating anyway. So it's a very hard
Let
work.
them know we have 130 like audience.
Then they're like, huh?
Why?
But I think okay, so when they come over, usually they are the men who are the main like patron, or like they want to ask their prospects to come over, and then they will be accompanying people, and then like they will write, CEO don't know who, what, and then foundation of don't know what.
What's the purpose for being a donor? They want the 面子, right?
I think at some point where you have earned so
back.
much money, you just want
back.
To like put your money somewhere or give back or see the impact.
If there's any rich person listening to our podcast, like if you feel
be
like
our sugar daddy.
No, if you feel like you got a lot of money that you want to give back, I really think that maybe
you can give back to us. Yeah. Anyway, those donors, their description is like some of them are very long.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, visiting with him will be his wife. Then the description is only an avid gardener, full stop. Then I'm like, wow, one day I know I will have made it in life if my description is
an avid gardener.
An avid baker, like full stop.
Yeah, so if there's any avid baker or avid gardener listening to our podcast, please be our patron.
So
you can pay now, pay later, pay tomorrow. Thank you.
You
never ask, never know, right?
Never, sure. We open this possibility first. Okay, so
my turn, right?
Your turn.
Is that something that I've dreamed of doing? I think I've been very vocal about this. I've always wanted to be an artist.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like a painter or some sort, like somebody who creates a body of art. I think it has been a dream that I want to do since secondary school, actually.
Okay, if there are any museum openings and things like that, I will invite you.
Oh, please.
And then you can rub shoulders with people.
I guess, but to be a true artist, I guess you need to commit the time and energy in your craft, right?
Yes.
Like I do just paint by the side, as a hobby lah. I don't think that I am good enough, or like I will have a lot of time, invested in this craft.
Yeah,
per se,
it is a trade-off also. But
it is a trade-off. Yeah.
Can say or not? I think I met Eric like 2 years ago. When I moved into his neighborhood, and then we were talking about things, right?
Yeah.
And I think Eric was talking about
my painting.
He will want to start creating art again by painting.
Yes.
And then, but I think we sort of discussed that for that to happen and acknowledge, then the trade-off would be that your business making side needs to be toned down. Yeah. But I think that hasn't happened.
And I don't know when is the right time it will happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really try my best to marry my passion with work. That is, I go to design school. I go to do marketing, flex my creative juice and all that, but still very not fulfilling, I feel.
Is it because it is a money, the end goal is money making, then it feels very conditioned by market forces?
Not exactly. But it's more like when I paint, I really get into the zone of things, and it is very joyful.
Okay. Yeah. Tell you what Eric needs is a patron. It's a sugar daddy or mommy. So if you're interested in Eric's in investing in Eric as a talent, then please drop us a DM.
I'll give Clara 10%.
Oh wow! For you see, I'm doing my outreach work now.
Clara is actually my mama's son.
Oh my god, I'm a pimp.
Yeah, I don't need too much. Maybe 3,000-4,000 a month for me to focus on my painting. Yeah, that'll be good.
No need too much. How about start with 2,000? So 2,000 a month, then 1 year is already how much?
Yeah, actually 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2,000 is enough actually.
Yeah.
To go buy. Yeah.
To buy your materials and
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Enroll into some courses.
Yeah. Who knows, your investment will reap you like millions of dollars. Maybe one day I become a NFT.
Touch wood, they say, the famous painters, like
always
the
die
value,
first, right?
the value of their work only increase after the
No, that's not true for a lot of modern art. Right?
Yeah.
You see like some crazy NFT selling for millions
Oh,
of dollars.
okay. I have a Jackie 30 under 30. Are you listening? If you are listening, you want to collaborate
30
with
under 30.
Forbes.
You have a 30 under 30 friend?
Jackie, are you? Anyway,
Wow.
he's into NFT now or something like that. So,
Wow.
Jackie, do you want to be in touch with Eric?
Clara, your network is very, very, very steady.
But nobody affirm me.
Sure, I'll affirm you.
Only Eric. Numbers. This next question. What do you value the most in? What do you value most in a friendship?
I used to think it's loyalty.
What you mean by loyalty? Like salakau?
Salakau, no. Like loyalty, like you know that your friend has your back lah. Like last time, you used to think that no matter what, last time the condition is
even if you do wrong thing,
correct.
They will say I will stand by you.
Yes,
okay.
that's actually not very good lah. But
why is it not good? I cannot quite get.
If your behavior is not good for you, your friend should tell you it's not good for you.
Can you be loyal? But also don't pander to your friend.
Can.
Like for example, when you do something wrong, I say I don't agree with whatever that you're doing, but when you come out of it or you need to discuss about this, I'll be here.
So there's a difference between blind faith loyalty, blind loyalty, and a very a healthy one, right?
Okay.
So last time we used to if it's friend, right, you need to stand by me no matter what I do. Yeah. So but it has changed over the years. What I value now with friendship is that respectful of boundaries and space. Yeah.
Can you elaborate a bit more?
I realized that for me, my experience with friends, once we are very comfortable with one another, or once we are very sure with one another, we tend to take things for granted.
Okay,
and then we tend to like, we know you for so long already. Like I'm just joking. Why you can't take a joke, man?
Oh, okay.
Like you know me for so long already. Don't you know that I'm this kind of person? Like this kind of take it for granted.
Okay. Then you once you take things for granted, you forget to be grateful for the person.
Precisely. You cross the boundary of the
okay.
person. Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's not good, I feel. So having respectful boundaries and know that no matter how deep you are in the friendship with this person, there still needs to have mutual respect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are important also. Yeah. I think the loyalty part is still very important to me, but it's not the toxic kind the song yong or
it's not song yong.
Pander to whatever
or indulge.
Like the kind of like last time the immature alien thinking, right? The whatever you do lah, you hate on that girl, I will hate on that girl with you lah, without being that friend who say this is wrong. So I think honesty is very important in a friendship. I think I'm not a very good friend because it's the introvert thing. Like I don't hang with people like constantly, kind of thing. Like I don't have a in the friendship episode we talk about like the notion of best friend and things like that. I mean we have friends in our life. So okay, but I really, really think that honesty is very, very important. Like if you are not happy with me, I would rather you come and tell me why you are not happy with me and explain, right?
Rather than passive aggressive, right?
Rather than
silent
passive
treatment.
Correct. So that one is very hurting for me. And I think it's really the despite of and in spite of thing.
I cannot sustain a cold shoulder treatment for very long. Like I won't. Last time I might but now I will not give cold shoulder treatment to people because I know how stressful it is. Because you on the receiving end of things, right, you don't know what's going on, and then you keep questioning yourself, what have I done wrong? It's a very tormenting way to live. So if there are conflicts between me and my friends and I, or there's any potential strife, right, I will always be the first person to address it.
Okay,
yes. I will
yes.
always make the point to, hey, you know what, I feel like there's something wrong, like you want to talk about it? Or I will, hey, I'm sorry I did this. I'll always be the person to say sorry first. 我没有 ego one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because I don't want to, like the, people have this ego because they're scared. Like once they become vulnerable and it won't be reciprocated, they feel even hurt. So they maintain this sense of, you know.
Or like if you apologize first means you are wrong.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'd rather be like wrong than I cannot sleep at night.
Okay.
You know, so I just always, regardless whether I'm wrong or right, just be the one to mend things first. But obviously, you know, it has to be reciprocal. Like the person is like, you already say that you are sorry, you are wrong, 已经低声下气 already, and you still feel very like, yeah, you should feel that way. You should feel
cut
sorry.
that person from your
cut
life.
That person away. Yeah, and I have that I have that in some, you know, moments of my life where I just, you know, okay, this person is fucked up. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
I think the ironic thing for me is I do what you do also, right? Except sometimes in my relationship with my husband.
Okay.
So there are things like might be I feel that he is not understanding, or there's some miscommunication, or things happen.
Yeah.
As in we seldom fight each other, or we have never raised our voices at each other because we are not that kind of people.
Yeah.
But it will seem that I am giving him the cold shoulder because I need that time to cool down and sort out my feelings and thoughts first. If not, then because we are not the shouting type, so like initially in an argument, right, it might seem that I'm giving the cold shoulder. Then after that, then I will finally say, hey, this is what happened.
That's great.
I don't know whether
we can just say, sorry, I cannot continue with this conversation. Can you give me some space?
There isn't even, like, I think maybe for men, right, they don't even know that something is wrong.
Right.
Until, right, you give some reaction.
Cues.
But then like that kind of cues and reaction, sadly for me, sometimes it comes in terms of cold treatment because I also don't know, I wasn't sure whether he is right or I am.
What is the
right,
appropriate reaction?
Or if I say, hey, I don't think that one, then it's like, I already say that he is wrong.
Right.
So I need that lag time. And then my lag time, sadly, is the cold treatment.
Ironically,
but I don't do that to the rest of my friends.
Okay. But I guess you can, everyone who, if we need some space from, you know, friendship, just say beforehand, and say no offense. I'm not giving you the cold shoulder, but like, I need
no
space.
Offense.
I need space. I
but
need to
they
process.
Are offended.
I need to process things.
Okay, I think it's good to give some indication. The next question, you want to read?
Okay, Clara, if you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, touch wood, would you change anything about the way you are now living, and why?
I always tell people I got no regrets one, like good thing, bad thing, right? Because recently, or it has been a trope, people ask, hey, do you regret being a teacher? Do you regret changing schools? Do you regret changing jobs? My answer is no. They are always very calculated. I've thought through things, right? And also because of the things that I've experienced, even, for example, I have ex bosses who are very nasty. I try not to be nasty to them because people will die . Like when I don't want like to treat people in ways that when they pass away, then you have regrets also.
The last memory is a bad one.
And then you have regrets also. I mean, sometimes it's inevitable, but like we just do our best to treat people nicely, be kind. I think the only thing like always will be like change the way you are living. It's always spend more time with family, right, and loved ones. But it's the reality is like,
Will you quit your job and just?
Maybe Maybe.
Or work is still quite important in your...
No. Okay, if kedai line, just quit job. Then
I will do that as well.
Arrange things so that I think other people don't need to arrange it for you.
Yeah.
To make it easier for them.
Yeah, the transition, right?
Huh?
The 1 year knowing that you're going to die. Yeah.
Yeah. And then have fun.
Yeah. Maybe take the first 3 months, travel around the world first.
Well, I don't know whether I'll settle things first before I travel or...
No lah, YOLO already, you just travel
No,
first.
but then like your loved ones will suffer after you leave.
Oh, but you take 3 months, you still got 9 months to settle what? 9 months a lot of time to settle things. You got a lot of things to settle.
What's going to happen? Like when you know that you're going to die, then there's a lot of insecurity already.
I guess.
I don't know. Then they can also say you got a lot of things to settle. You take 1 month to settle, then you take
Okay, let me be in the mode of me knowing that I'm going to die in 1 month. First I will quit my job, sell my business, right? And then I will really take a 2 to 3 months sabbatical lah. I mean like
do whatever you want to do.
Do whatever fuck I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then then meet people. Start having a roster of people to meet. And say, hey, this is the last time I'm gonna meet you.
Say whatever you want to say.
Say I want to say.
Yeah. Person.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't have a lot of friends, so I think I'll be done by a month's time.
So your social life so exciting.
But there are not a lot of friends that I want to meet.
Inner circle.
Yeah. Right. So that makes me like 4 months, right?
Then your dog how?
Huh? My dog, I will ask my mom to take care. I don't know.
Hey, by the way, I have in my museum.
I
have a stuffed civet cat.
Oh my god, it look like my dog or not?
I cannot take photo of the thing for you to see.
Why cannot?
I'm not allowed to take photos.
You take what is that called? You know the can self-destruct one, the photo?
Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe one day I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, then I think I still have relatively a lot of time to just think about life.
Parcel out your money, then go travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then meet a lot of people. Yeah.
Okay.
Then maybe 做一点义工, do some volunteer work.
Oh. Then you see, then the bigger question is, right? The bigger question that people ask is, then why don't you do it sooner? Why is it that when you know that you are going to die, that you are doing all this?
Commitments or?
It's like, when you're going to die, then you don't need to sustain the money so long, right?
You don't need to the commitment
for so long already. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we both acknowledge our reality is like, if you haven't died, you cannot do all this because the resources cannot be exhausted so fast.
So I wonder for very, very rich people, where they have resources at their disposal, knowing that they're going to die, like Elon Musk, for example, if he knows that he's going to die in 1 year's time, like what the fuck will he do? Because he really like 很多钱 what?
He will buy what? Buy more.
I think he will try and sustain his life for another year. I don't know.
Yes. I think so. For someone like him, right, he will go and buy some medical company.
Also, speaking of that, Steve Jobs, so successful in life, right? But died of cancer and his last words were, "I wish I wasn't working so hard."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
this is so sad.
But for a person who built such a great company, possibly don't really have much time to enjoy life, and then just 这样走了, gone just like that. You question like, huh?
For him, but then for the like users of Apple and things like that, people are like, he did have
he left a legacy lah.
Correct.
Okay. Next question.
How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people?
I don't feel like my childhood was happier. Yeah, my childhood was very, very sad. It was always about, it was very chaotic.
Chaotic in what way?
Because parents are not around, so the person disciplining us, my brothers and I were my helper lah, and she was not a great person. Yeah.
Really? Is it the one who worked with you for 20 years, that one?
The 8 to 10 years one.
Oh.
Yeah, she is.
When we were in secondary school, that helper lah.
No, left already.
By the time it's already left. But then the secondary school helper was good, right?
It was okay. Okay. Yeah, because we are all old already, ma. We know how to navigate or negotiate for our own sense of authority, so they don't dare to mess with us lah. But as a kid, it was subject to a lot of abuse from adults in our life.
How was it like growing up with like 2 other brothers? Because I'm
also
an
very
only
chaotic.
child. Yeah,
also very chaotic. Like always fighting for resources lor. Watch TV must one to watch Cartoon Network, then the other one to watch Channel 5.
Do you then become the mother?
No, I don't.
Because like they always say,
I don't take it upon myself to be the mother of my. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. In fact, we live very very separate life.
Even when you are children.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, they always have these social media posts, right? Like stereotypes of first
kids.
child, middle child, and youngest. Does it feature in your family?
In a way, quite stereotypical. The first child always be the independent one.
Yeah.
Always have something to prove.
And you are mature and
mature,
quite nurturing person, but don't nurture your brothers lah.
Lately more lah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're more receptive to my advice also. Last time when they're growing up, it's just like I don't mess with me.
What is your age gap? 2.
No lah. My second brother is 27 this year. So 4.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 years old.
So that was why.
And then 3 years old or 2 years old.
That was why I was wondering why you are not the mother of that group, because your age gap is big enough for you to
I don't know leh.
Suddenly assume a mother kind of.
Call me mommy. No lah. I don't have that.
Okay.
Dynamics, yeah. But the middle child is really quite middle child lah. Very independent, very people, not people pleaser, but it's like, you know, like a social butterfly.
Amicable to
everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. More than you?
Yes, more than
wow.
Me. Yeah. Then the younger one is the more less resilient one. Sorry, Darren. Yeah, but cute lah. Like everybody loves the third one, right? Everybody's attention is on the youngest kid.
Correct.
Yeah, but in terms of resilience, maybe not as strong as elder brothers, I guess.
It's very interesting. So, for me, right, because I grew up in a single parent family.
Yeah.
Okay, my aunts, I think I mentioned that in my previous episodes, they felt a lot of guilt towards me, and
Why?
maybe my aunts.
Why would they feel guilty?
My mom also, because they feel that I grew up in an incomplete family and they didn't give me enough. But I told them that I don't feel that, I think, generally speaking, if you want to compare resources, for example, with other families, then obviously I'm lacking lah. Like, but I grew up not requesting things from my parents or from my aunt. The amount of toys that I requested, I think, for now I can still remember what are the items that I requested. Less than 5 things, I think. And most like books, I go and scream and save, or like I just take to buy books. That was the most.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that it is very, very sad. I feel that
in fact, if don't apple to apple, like in terms of like family unit, you receive more love than maybe a lot of complete unit.
Maybe because my extended family, my extended family is very important to me, because I think without them, then I wouldn't grow up so balanced, because they showered me.
It takes a village to raise
right?
Kids, yeah.
They showered me with a lot of love that then I don't grow up with a lot of complexes that I otherwise might have.
I think. Agree with you.
So that is.
You're quite a wholesome individual. I think it's because of your
full of insecurity. No, you know, okay. Partially, what I was telling my ex-boss, he must listen. He stopped listening to our episode, so
Why?
I'm telling him that about the insecurity in relation to work abilities, right? I know where some of the insecurities come from. They come from the sense that financially I don't have people to fall back on. Like if I don't do, then I think like for some people, I was sharing with my other ex-colleagues, I'm like, I hope to be as confident to present myself in a confident manner as this person X. But she said, person X grew up wealthy. So they don't have the sense of like, if I fail, I am going to fall into a bottomless.
There's a safety blanket.
There is a safety blanket, and that's just the way they are lah. Like no matter what they do, like they when the way they walk, like they own the place like that. You know, might not be a good thing to other people, but it's the way in which they present themselves. But I can never be like that because I think growing up, I don't feel financially. Of course, I know that. I mean, you know,
insecure.
And as adult also, like if we don't do well or work hard, right, then we have nothing to fall back on. So I think that's partially where my insecurity comes from.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's my childhood and how it impacts.
Wow.
Very
deep.
But
do you agree that all of these projections?
Not really, but I mean, if you in reality.
Like, for example, if you are in a work environment and if you don't put in your 100%, you can still
cruise through. So my husband was asking, hey, this person is you be like them, since the whole organization is like that, right? Then I said, actually, I've thought about it. I cannot live with it. I don't want to be like them.
So I think thinking why you want to be outstanding.
You know, outstanding is to complete things.
Or like why you
properly.
Have this, why you have this 执着. What is that?
You don't have this?
I start to let it go.
I am starting and I'm learning and I realize that it is very painful.
It is painful, but once you know that if you even if you let it go and things still go smoothly, right, then I think it's easier. Or like I've done my best already. I don't have to do more. Just let it go. And then things happen. Like that. Okay, quite cool.
Okay, I'm still learning lah, and it's in the also learning how to rest and not work to fill up your insecure void. That one, right? Currently it's a very uncomfortable and very painful process for me. Interesting,
Interesting.
I've never felt this. Okay, never mind.
But it's good that you trace it back to your childhood. Perhaps if you talk to a therapist, maybe they can help you find out why.
Then I must spend money. No lah. At therapists also, I feel you need to find the right person who can vibe with you. Yeah.
Hey, if you're still listening to us after what feels like forever about us asking each other questions, we've reached the end of this episode and we'll continue our rambling on the next episode as part 2.
So see you on the other side.
See you. Oh, before you go, please leave a positive review or a 5-star rating on our Spotify and perhaps like and share on our YouTube channel as well. Thank you.
Bye. See you.